And we're live. So, by popular request, most people on the team are wearing a silly hat. I don't think this hat's very silly. I actually like this hat and I take it very seriously. It's a pirate hat. I wear it sometimes at Comic-Con. Sorry for the delay. It was hailing like crazy here and it sounded like I was under attack in the skylight. So, this is the first week that Iocane is in our new office. You can kind of see some stuff in the background, so it's definitely a different location. For this week, we have quite a bit to show you guys. There were some things that I didn't want to talk about last week just yet, since it was still in the early stages and we weren't exactly sure how we were going to be doing it. But this week, we'll have quite a few things to show you. I'm going to first cut to the artists showing their stuff. And then I'll introduce what it is as they're showing it off, so you'll probably hear my voice talking as they talk. And without further ado, it's Susan and her silly hat.
Hi, this is my hat. It's a head crab. I'm going to get to showing you what I've been working on. Let's see, just a quick recap from last week. I was working on this captain, and this is just my progress on it. So this is Dreadnought. But mostly this week I've been working on Becca for something that Jason will
I'll
explain.
introduce Becca. So one of the things that we're going to be doing for GDC, which is in 3 weeks, we're going to be printing out a bunch of trading cards. Kind of look like Magic the Gathering cards, baseball cards. And these cards will have some very important captains on them. Some captains that we're designing for the game that will be very, very prominent and have their own stories and stuff and be really, really fleshed out. We're going to be focusing on these captains. Becca is one of these captains. So Becca's story is she comes from the Midlands. She had a pretty rough life growing up in the streets and fell into the wrong group of people. She's kind of an entrepreneur of sorts. Her occupation is a smuggler. She's apt at fighting, but she prefers to escape unscathed, and she prefers subtlety above everything else. She's basically a female Han Solo, if you want to look at it that way, except with a cool pistol-y blunderbuss thingy. Becca and a few of the other captains that we'll be showing you guys will be on these trading cards that we'll be handing out at GDC, and on the back of the card will be a code to unlock the captain for your game, so that when you start playing Steam Bandits, you'll be able to recruit these captains immediately and start going on their quests and playing with them and messing with their outfits and stuff, so it'll be fun stuff. So, back to Susan.
Wait, there's more?
I thought you were going to talk about like some of the artsy thingies.
Oh, well, mostly, yeah, it's just, this is the art for her card, and I thought Becca was a really cool character, and even though we got the profile and like the description of the character, we do have some like artistic license, a lot of artistic license, so I thought she could have a really cool scar, and she's just really awesome and badass. And I hope everyone likes her, and hope you guys get a chance to like unlock her as a captain and see what's up. I think that's all I have to say.
Cool. And now let's go on to Lindsay with Bashir. Now I'll talk a little bit about Bashir as she zooms out on him. So Bashir is a Southlander. His father was a high priest of sorts, but Bashir kind of didn't really buy into those ways, and he was just a farmer and a simple villager. But then one day he came across something near his farm that changed his life forever, and he cast aside his farmer ways and is now taken up the call, and he's on a holy pilgrimage of sorts, roaming the skies and carrying this cool-looking Phlox-powered staff that's very mysterious that we might talk about later and what it does, but it's a pretty snazzy thing. But anyways, I'll let Lindsay talk about the art side of him.
Yeah. Southlanders are my favorite, so I was really excited to design this character. It's, let's see, I'm still working out the colors and such, but he's going to be pretty colorful, fun, older dude, with fun hair, dreadlocks with a bunch of stuff in it. He's really excited when I read the description of this captain, and I was like, me, I'm going to do this one. And it's been a lot of fun, and I hope you guys like him too.
So, the next captain, I should go back to Susan. Susan, can you pull up Talia? I should probably talk about her, since Talia's already up on your screen.
I can
Talia
I'll
is a
just
captain
expand
that
her
we
section.
introduced a while ago, and she will be one of the captains that will be printing on these trading cards. Talia's story is basically she's a
Whoops.
Northlander, and most Northlanders are very untrusting. They tend to be devious, and Talia's the one on the right wearing the snowy stuff.
There we go.
So she's basically a Northlander spy, but her cover is basically like a freighter or cargo captain. However, her primary mission is to gather intel on the other continents and do all sorts of spy thingies. It's no coincidence that she might look a little Russian because we think that's a really cool look. Anyway, so that's Talia. So she'll be one of the captains. The last captain, I'm going to go to Phil for this one, and this captain is Cal. And let's just wait for this to load in. Cal is one of the first automatons that we're showing you guys. It was a bit of a long decision to figure out whether or not we wanted to have any form of robots in the game. And then ultimately I decided, you know what? Robots are cool. We're having steampunk robots because I want those. So in our game, we call these guys clockbots, standing for clockwork robots. And Cal is a clockbot. Cal's story, he was part of a line of clockbots, and he was purchased by a merchant family. And Cal's particular function was to be a vendor bot. So the merchant family set him up as a vendor bot to sell their goods, but they gave Cal a directive to succeed at any cost, not knowing that clockbots tend to follow their directives very literally. So for success for a vendor is to basically be roaming the skies and to sell things and make the most profit possible. Since, I mean, being behind a desk versus actually trading commodities is a bit more profitable. So Cal took it upon himself to volunteer to replace the merchant house as captain should anything happen to the captain, because Cal is now very ambitious due to this directive. And mysteriously, something happened to the merchant house's captain. The captain was blinded in a freak accident. And since clockbots typically they have a safety lock where they can't really harm others, Cal wasn't really suspect in it. But who knows? I mean, his directive might have overridden that. We'll see. So now Cal is the captain for this merchant house, since nobody else volunteered. They were probably too frightened. And Cal is enjoying his nice little robotic life, sipping on some steampunk tea, and he has a little cat roaster in his stomach. And I'll let Phil talk about the rest of Cal.
Yeah, so originally, because Cal was a vendor bot, we thought maybe we could have some details on him that made that somewhat prevalent. So we had this idea that he has a sort of cash register on his chest, and like if he pulls the handle, then his jaw would come out, and that's where he would keep his money. That's like his money drawer. And then yeah, he's just got this silly little pose. He's drinking some tea. But yeah, so I've just been working on designing him, and then now I'll clean up the line work and then start coloring him. Should be done pretty soon.
Sounds good.
So, yeah.
And now on to JD. Hi, JD.
So what I'm doing this week is creating the little out the border for the cards. So we like came up with this, have some fun little like roundy font stuff, and then so this will be the front of the card, and then the back isn't finished, but there'll be, and this is a made up number. You could try to use this, but I'm sure it won't do anything. But yeah, so I'll have a description, the link to the website, and then a code for you to get access to this captain. So when you get the card, hang on to it so that you can use it for the game. And yeah.
Thanks, JD. And now on to Allie. But first, Allie, show us your hat.
Oh, okay, hold on. Ta-da!
Yay. So what is that? Tell us about that hat.
This is a Teemo hat, and don't hate, and I play League of Legends like crazy, and Teemo is my main character. My friend actually made this. My friend Choli, she owns her own sewing company, and she has like 3 books out now on sewing. She's the author of So Kawaii and a couple other really cool books. Anyway, so I will show you my progress.
Every time you say Timo, I think Timo Cell, and then my brain just spirals off into Arrested Development.
I love that show. Okay, so this is the Mavs robot from the backer. Let's see, hold on. The backer Advex Speckle. Advex. I don't know how to say his name. It's a crazy name. So he's a little worker bot. I still don't have his pickaxe. I totally forgot about his pickaxe, so I'll have to texture that up. But this is a little Mavs guy, and I know he's supposed to have eyeballs, but from this angle, his hat is just so big. I decided to just kind of go with his hat kind of being, the main thing about him, because, you can't really see underneath his helmet. So he's awesome. And then I have Earl the Flying Squirrel from backer Nightish. And this guy's awesome. He's kind of inspired by Rocky, from Rocky and Bullwinkle. And he's got kick-ass little goggles and a super cool backpack. And then scale in a little bit so you can see him. And he's got a cute backpack. So this is Earl. And yeah, that's what I've been working on.
Cool. Let's see. Moving on to Alexia.
Okay. Hi. I had to unmute my mic. This is my hat. It's totally a hat. It's how it goes. And my monocle, which is... I'm pretty sure you guys can see the monocle, but it's totally real.
Thanks, Google.
It's
Hang
real. It's right there. I can touch it. Oh. Anyway, the work I'm doing lately is not something I can really show off. It's mostly behind the scenes stuff. There's a lot of writing I've been doing, fleshing out a bunch of the other captains you guys will see. That's the ones that are outside of the backer captains. And I also wrote the backstory of Bashir and helped edit the other stories of the other 3 captains that Jason so generously described earlier. That's pretty much all I have to say, just because everything else I've been working on, none of it is complete, so I can't quite show you guys. And even when it is done, I'm just going to have to talk to you guys about it. Yeah.
Show us your documents!
Eventually.
For those of you that don't know, Alexia is a hybrid narrative designer and producer. And producers, it's a very thankless job, and most of the work a producer does is behind the scenes. So you won't oftentimes see what a producer does, but if a project is going along smoothly, that producer is doing their job well. And Alexia is good at what she does. Speaking of people good at what they do, let's go to another silly hat. What are you wearing there, Tawny?
Hey, how's it going?
No.
This is my fierce mask. This came from New Orleans in Louisiana. My parents so generously brought this home after they went off and partied without me and left me home alone. Years ago. No. Yes, this may not technically be a hat, but I think it's pretty fierce. So we're gonna go with it. And it takes up the whole screen. Anyways, so updates from me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the captain that we posted on Wednesday. I thought she was pretty fancy. And probably this coming week, we'll probably get around to posting up the captain cards. I don't think we'll have anything else to show off besides that because the artists have been working pretty hard on all that. But if we do find something else, maybe I'll post more. But we love your guys' feedback, so please keep giving us your feedback on, what you guys like, what you guys want to see, and, just keep coming back.
Cool. And I just have a few last things to say. So since GDC is in a few weeks, if you would like to meet with the team, we can set aside time for you. We love meeting with our fans. We're also going to be meeting with a few publishers there to talk about our next game, which I think the codename of it is Steamy Roberts. That'll be the one that is much larger in scope and will appeal to core gamers, because that'll be like the League of Legends Skyrim hybrid-y thing. So if you know anybody or are a person that is interested in talking to us, feel free to get a hold of me. All of our contact info is on our Facebook page or Twitter. There are several ways to reach us. Even our fans, we love hearing from you guys. Please post on our forums. We check that stuff constantly. I actually get an email every time you guys post something. So, yeah, keep posting. Next week, I am planning on doing a Kickstarter update to update all of our Kickstarter backers through the Kickstarter email system. And I'll show off a video of how the game looks in its current state, and hopefully in the upcoming weeks we'll be showing off more gameplay footage as we get closer and closer to our final alpha build, and as we also make our way to closed beta when we start letting beta testers in. Exciting stuff. Until then, we will all see you guys later.